And that's crucial, that the first be the same as the last. Jeff, all yours.
Okay, we're going to experiment now a little bit. Cherry Cobbler, which is cherries and cobbler. So we'll try to make Cherry Cobbler. I'm in this with you. It's new to me too. I know one thing though. I know that we're going to start with 5 quarts of mix, because that's what is the capacity of this machine here. So we'll add 5 quarts of mix. What happened?
I was blocking it. Let me move this. Otherwise, they're going to call and say, "You're blocking the camera."
You got this, Slick? Hey, tie-dye. You got this? 5 quarts of mix.
You know, by the way, that's how Jeff got his name. He walked in here one day wearing a shirt not as nice as yours, and I started immediately calling him Tie-Dye Jeff, and it stuck. He even had his license changed to his driver's license now says Tie-Dye Jeff. All the cops know him. He's the one with the Corvette that he has all his employees wax.
Stop with the car. We'll add 5 ounces of vanilla. I add, for the most part, 1 ounce of vanilla for 1 quart of mix. If I'm using vanilla beans, I use 1 bean per 1 quart of mix. And it becomes expensive because the beans are high. They're high priced. And, well, so is vanilla. But since I get to use his good vanilla for free, let her rip. This is Duncan Hines Comstock, original country cherry pie filling and topping. And we'll put that right in, right?
Yeah.
Right in. First we'll turn it on so we get a good mix. They are 30-ounce cans. 30-ounce cans. All natural color. Nobody appreciates me.
Now, is that going to pulverize them or just break them into pieces?
What's that?
Is that going to pulverize them or break them into pieces?
Both.
Okay.
It'll do both. You should be able to see flecks.
So you're going to have a much better flavor distribution than a commercial ice cream can.
Why is that?
Well, for every particle of dairy, you now have a particle of cherry next to it. When they make a commercial ice cream, their machines make 1,000 gallons an hour, but only vanilla. And so they're injecting strawberries or cherries as it comes out. Or the Italian batch freezers, you can't put them in like this. So you're always making vanilla with cherries, not cherry ice cream. I said, don't call me here. It's my brother-in-law. Excuse me. Jack, can you turn off my microphone, please?
Yes, sir.
Remember the scene in Naked Gun where Leslie Nielsen goes into the bathroom and his mic is still on and the Queen is speaking up there? That's what'll happen here. He'll be talking and we'll hear him.
Did you normally use that water base?
No. Want to make something of it?
Just today.
That's all he's got. Debbie points up a good thing. I bring my ingredients to the class here, and I'm about an hour and a little bit away. And sometimes I forget things. And today I forgot my cherry syrup. I use Hartley's cherry syrup that I get at Restaurant Depot in 1 gallon jugs, 4 to a case, but I forgot it. So to punch up the cherry ice cream, instead of just the cherry pie filling, which I know won't be robust enough, I looked around the room and I spied a jug of cherry water ice base. And the key word on it being cherry. And this you point out a good thing. Remember, artist, chemist. The chemist told me I need an additional ingredient to boost up the cherry flavor. The artist in me improvised, looking around, finding that stuff, knowing that if it's going to make a cherry Italian ice taste cherry, it'll certainly do the same for our ice cream. And also, what I did was I went to the store and bought some, did I tell them what it? Yeah, I'll tell them. It's oatmeal cookies. And I ground them up, and this will be our cobbler. And when you weren't looking before, I mixed something in with it. Tell you about that later. So this will be, now if you put this in the machine right now, it's no good because you'll just wind up with very soggy crumbles in there. And in a cobbler, that's not what I want. So you can do 2 other things. When it's coming out, you can have somebody else with a spoon and striate it through the mix, through the quart or gallon, but I'm not going to do that either. What we do in the store when we make peach cobbler is a small container of the crumbles sit on the counter, and when the girls serve peach cobbler ice cream, they take a scoop of peach cobbler, peach ice cream, add a little cobbles, and then more, and then some cobbles on top. That's how we do it. It's nice. I don't know, labor intensive. It's fine. It's ice cream. And we all have fun there anyway. So that's the story. Now I should turn it on, right? And we'll do that. And once again, we're at full speed. And that's it. Now hold all the questions. I see all these hands up. Hold all the questions till the break so we can get all the questions done. Hold your questions so we can get them all done at once. Nobody raised their hand. I'm just doing this for the camera. You have a question, right? You have a question.
With the machine, the piece that's in there is like a strainer with all the holes in it?
Yes.
Why?
Whew.
If you're just throwing everything in.
Okay. The question was, why is there a guard here, right? The guard is a legal thing, so that you're not bright enough to open it up and stick your hand in there and get your fingers mauled. I'm sure it's a lawyer thing. Steve?
Yes.
Why do the newer machines...
Jack, will you pop me up?
What?
All set, Steve.
Thank you.
Why do the newer machines have this guard?
So you can't put your fingers in.
And it was invented obviously by a lawyer whose son wasn't bright enough and jumped up on a stool while the machine was making his favorite ice cream. He decided to stick his hand way down in there and see what the ice cream felt like. Actually, he wants to see if it's cold enough yet to eat. So then his father, the lawyers, this is all no good, right?
Go right ahead.
That's what it's, there's so much stuff like that. It's over government. It's over government. Too much government.
The one that always gets us is if they're protecting us from ourselves, why don't our ovens have a big guard in front of them so you can't reach in? There was a guy once in Texas who, as the story goes, his grandchildren were coming to visit. Now, anybody who keeps firearms like I do takes extra precautions, a lot of extra precautions. But this man knew he had his children coming, so he took his revolver and hid it in the oven. And then the kids wanted pizza. And so he turns on the oven, and I don't know if it was discharging or not, but the story goes that it was. And so what did he do? He reached in and grabbed the pistol out of the oven. So he burned his hand. But they make these guards for commercial that aren't for home. But we subscribe to all of them. We follow all of them because that's what the law is. And it's just like your own business. You're going to want to sanitize carefully. You're not going to want to have any chemicals in your ice cream. It's funny how citric acid, which can be used in Italian ice, looks just like Clorox bleach.
Switch.
Okay, and I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and say, now, did I put Clorox bleach in my lemon ice, or did I put what I intended, citric acid? So the best thing to do is just not even have it in the room. Keep a very clean room, spotlessly clean. You'll never have a problem with anything. The whole business of Listeria had nothing to do with Bessie the cow or the machinery. It was because some middle manager left open on the floor a box of cookie pieces, and the vermin got into it, did their thing, and
The
that went in.
vermin.
Rats.
The vermin.
The rats got into it. That went into the ice cream. That caused the Listeria. But they blamed it on the machinery. They blamed it on Bessie the cow. I remember I'm watching a California feed, and there's this young, attractive lady out in the field, and she's sticking a microphone in this poor cow's face saying, "Is Bessie responsible for making you sick?" Well, it had nothing to do with it. It was the store owner didn't keep a clean operation. This is a food business. I do it for one primary reason, or two reasons. One, for safety and sanitary, but the other is I want to sleep at night. And I don't want to worry about, did I make something that will contaminate my customers if I had a store? So keeping a clean operation the way Jeff does, and he runs these courses so he knows every other month the whole place gets cleaned spotlessly because he puts you all to work. See, he's not listening now.
I hear every word you're saying.
Any questions so far?
I told them to hold their questions. Everybody's hand shot up before. I told them to hold it till we do the question and answer after this ice cream.
Oh, okay. Will do. I don't quite believe you, but that's good. They're all going to jump up with, as soon as we break for lunch, then we'll come to questions.
Right,
Steve, just one question.
right. What else you want to talk about?
They know everything. Okay.
Rachael Ray doesn't have this problem.
Yeah, but
It flows.
she pays her audience.
Yeah, you'll just edit this, chop this right out, won't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
So
Flag the
sit there,
tape.
it's all right. Chop it right out.
Does anybody know Magic?
Oh, no. Well, are you?
Well,
No,
Oh,
not right now. We're not that low yet.
but we'll get there. You can bet.
How about
Look, now,
how about Mark? Yes, go ahead.
Just out of curiosity, for your older machines, does he also have like a dial to
Did our older machines have a dial to adjust the overrun? No, they didn't. And you can still get this machine without the infinite overrun control. I'd say about 97% of everything leaving here has my infinite overrun control. But if you were just going to do ices and never anything ever again, then you could buy a one-speed machine and save some money. The problem is you don't know where you're going to be in 5 years. You can be hardcore, I'm doing ices the rest of my life, but then something might come along that really matches to your business, and you want to be able to change. Well, with the infinite overrun, there is no product in existence that you won't be able to make, or anything that comes along, because all we're doing is varying the speed. The only variable is the air content. The air content is going to change the consistency. So it's worth doing that just for the safety of, well, I've got a car out in the parking lot. It's an SUV.
a nice Lexus SUV.
We weren't going to go there.
Hey, you know, one good turn deserves another.
I've got a car. Yeah, right. Very good. I've got a car out in the parking lot. It's considered to be one of the best hill mountain climbing cars ever made. But here in Central Florida, where a speed bump is the highest elevation in the state, it's not likely I'm going to use that characteristic of it. And I didn't buy it for that. But if we ever get up into North Carolina,
or when
up
the
into
revolution comes.
or the Pennsylvania mountains, I might just, flip it into four-wheel and take off. So you really don't know where you're going to be in the future. So since the technology is available, why not take it? And here we go.
It's a silent magic trick.
I see that. If you pull a rat out of there, I'm going to be really upset. I don't
Ooh and
know.
ah,
I don't know. Very good. Yeah.
but it's not gone. You know, it never disappears. It always winds up right in the back of Steve's shirt.
I don't know how he does it. All I know is my wife keeps saying, how come after every one of these courses you come home with these orange napkins in your neck?
So when we cobble here, we will cobble and then ice cream. Cobble and ice cream.
Okay.
Unless you want to cobble in here, I'd rather not.
Oh, it's up to you.
Nice color.
Yeah. Almost
As I
matches my
explained-
shirt.
As I explained in the class, homemade ice cream has two weak characteristics. One is that most of them are beige because we don't have jars of food coloring because we pride ourselves in making our ice cream with just a few good ingredients. The second one is, and it's the reason I don't sell ice cream cones in my store, homemade ice cream tends to melt faster than the stuff you buy in the store. So if I were to sell ice cream cones all day, the girls would be mopping the floor all day. So we don't do that. But other than those, and that's another, well, we'll get into dipping cases at the Q&A.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So,
Is that because of the sugar content?
No, it's because of the chemicals in commercial ice cream. They want to make it in February to sell in September. And we're not doing that. We can keep ice cream that long by freezing it down to 30 below zero, but we don't want to do it with chemicals. And if you're keeping an ice cream for 6 months, what you really have to ask yourself is this a flavor only I love? You know, why isn't it sold out in 6 months? It's probably not a good flavor, but you're in love with it and you won't get rid of it. It's like I make banana coffee ice cream. Everybody in this building hates banana coffee ice cream. So I make it about once every 2 months because it's all mine. I get to keep it.
No,
I
you
eat
don't
banana
have any
coffee ice
scoops or
cream.
anything.
But otherwise, it's a lousy flavor. So don't fall in love with your own products. Yes?
So when you go into like an ice cream parlor and you see their ice cream, and there's very bright colors, green and purple and yellow and whatever.
Yeah.
They're adding color.
Red dye 40, yellow 16, yellow 17, green. And there, I was going to bring this up. There is now a way around that. There's a company, and this is at the website, called Green Mountain Flavors. Stan Sitton is the president, and Stan is not up in Vermont. He's in Oswego, Illinois. But Green Mountain Flavors is making all natural extracts and colors. He sends me, I tell the story all the time, he sent me a bottle of beet juice. You know beets, the vegetable? I hate beets with a passion. He sends me a bottle of concentrated beet juice. And I said, Stan, come on, I'm from the South Bronx. Where do you think I'm going to sell beets Italian ice? And he says, no, Steve, we've taken the taste out of the beets, and beets are the reddest thing in neutral. You're going to use it instead of red dye 40 in your cherry Italian ice, because kids like to see a red Italian ice. So he's using beet juice to make a natural dye. It's wonderful. This didn't exist a few years ago. Now we can do all the bright colors if we really want to, but in all natural products. I mean, this is a orange emulsion, all natural, and it barely has any color at all, but that's going to make a stronger orange Italian ice by using that. It's great.
Is that greenmountainflavors.com on the website?
greenmountainflavors.com. And you can remember the name Stan. Stan Sitton is the president. And the reason I give out Stan's name is because he loves to talk to people just like Jeff and I do. If you've got a question, Stan will take the time. Not too many companies will do that. And you're not going to get to talk to the owner or the president. But Stan is one of these people who will just help you out all day long.
Is that only for Italian ice?
Oh, no, it's for ice cream. And I adapt it to Italian ice, or what they're going to call sorbet. They're going to call them sherbets. To me, a sherbet is a cream ice. Look at that. That's a pretty good match for my shirt. Oh, I know, I'm in the way.
Okay, we cobble. So come up and try some. Steve?
Yeah, can you turn, let's move the Ninja, and then the cameras can see what you're doing.
Okay.
Because I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing either. Now hold on. Where's the we cobble.
So it's like sprinkles.
Sammy, come here, girl.